Alright, Lanta, so today we got some forthcoming updates. In this case, it's more so in regards to the new content coming to the game. And in this case, the biggest reveal that we did get from this new section is that it is coming late June. So that means potentially this time next month, less than a month's time, we are going to be getting the new content, which is something that we have been asking for quite some time now. And we still don't know much about it. There's definitely a lot up in the air on what this quest is actually about. But I'm really looking forward to it, and we're going to spend the rest of this video just more so giving a quick recap of what this quest is about, especially because, surprisingly, this is the first time this is announced in-game. If you don't follow my YouTube channel, or go on Discord, for example, and check out the monthly dev comments that we have been getting, you might have not even known this content is coming out into the game. Because it was announced, back 2 months ago at the end of February, and ever since then we have been getting monthly updates. But essentially the new quest coming to the game, which again is happening late June, so probably around June 25th is when we should get it. At the same time, to maybe get you lads excited, literally this time next month, potentially at the same day this gets added to the game, we're actually going to be getting the first teaser and sign for the 8th anniversary, more specifically the 8th anniversary character or characters. So there's definitely a lot to look forward to here. New content, 8th anniversary. We're getting the 75 million download celebration at the end of the month. New accessories. Potentially even more quality life updates that maybe haven't been announced yet. Usually when we get a new version update, in this case 15, currently we're on 14, we do get something big, which I guess to be fair is this piece of content, but maybe it might come with some other small collective updates that we maybe been asking for. And again, we'll find out when that time does come. But the quest in question is going to be a single player quest, more specifically though a high difficulty quest. Having said that, the images they do provide here doesn't really do the best job at selling it to you as a high difficult quest. As you can see here, there are level 20 enemies. They're using free characters like this that are very bad and getting clear times like this. This isn't a good example of how difficult the quest is going to be, but considering they do say that there are upwards to 6 stages, I assume it's going to come with varying difficulties, and the final one is going to be the hardest difficulty. This does beg the question though, what does Caleb consider high difficulty? I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully it is tough, and hopefully it does encourage you to max out your character, because that's kind of what we've been asking for. And so far I think it's going in the right direction. This has been compared somewhat similar to the old guild quest that we had a few years back. If you don't know about that particular quest, it's on your screen right now. It was a speedrun quest. The idea was to get from point A to point B super fast. There was some problems with it, and being forced to do that daily was actually quite tiresome, but the idea was actually quite innovative. It was a fun mode. Just the current context of being forced to do it 3 times a day wasn't that fun. This quest isn't the exact same, but it definitely is on the similar idea here, as you are once more going from point A to point B. In this case, it looks like there are going to be 9 maps, and you have to use teams of 3, which is also really unique in a sense for BBS, because this game has always been teams of 3. Guild Quest, team of 3. Brave Battles, teams of 3. Arena, teams of 3. But when it comes to single player content, while there has also been teams of 3, realistically you only ever use 1 character and the 2 other characters there to fill up space. In this case, you are going to be making a team of 3, and each different map you go through is going to force you to use another character. You'll see here, Ichigo and Byakuya are locked, while Uryu is the only character that can be played. And you can see here once more, Ichigo was used in stage 1, 4, and 7, Uryu was used in stage 2, 5, and 8, and Byakuya was used in stage 3, 6, and 9. So this is essentially encouraging you to build a team of 3, potentially a team that works well together. If you have characters with team buffs, for example, they should help each other out here, but also encourage you to actually build up 3 different characters. No longer are you going to use 1 character to just brute force it. Instead, now you're going to be using 3 characters to brute force this quest. There are only 9 maps to go through, but in this particular case, at least in Byakuya's case, that was used in stage 9, he didn't actually beat the quest. So maybe they run out of time, maybe that's something you have to go against. Maybe we're against the clock. Does appear to be that way here. At the same time, maybe not. Maybe this is counting up. Could be counting down. I'm assuming it's counting down. I also now just noticed they're playing on auto. Come on, Caleb. If you're going to showcase this quest as a high difficult quest, at least show that in the images. Personally, I'm looking forward to it because it does appear to be hard. It's single player content. That's something this game has been lacking for the most part. Most of the content that we have been getting into the game has been co-op-based, IT, IZ, Arena, Epic Raids. Some of the most recent additions over the last couple or so years have all been co-op based, and while I personally do like myself some co-op content, mainly because it's some of the more harder content in the game, I like hard content, it's the best way for me to demonstrate my characters. Having single player content that's actually difficult is going to be a nice change of pace. At the same time, at least for content ideas on the channel, it's going to be fun just doing like team randomizers and trying to go through as fast as possible. It's going to be a lot of fun. But fun might only be a thing for a short limited time. We have no idea if this is going to be a limited quest. And by that, is it limited to 3 clears a day? Can we just do this infinitely amount of times? What are the rewards like? Unfortunately, we don't know. The closest thing potentially to a reward that we do know of is that this Byakuya was actually shown. It's a Mind Byakuya of the OG one. Looks to be a free character potentially from this quest, and that isn't the first time they've done it. There have been a few characters in the past, like super old characters, not designed to be played, mostly just to give us orbs, but with a flipped attribute. So maybe we're going to get a Byakuya from doing this quest. But yeah, for the most part, that's all we know about this particular new content coming to the game. Again, coming out late June. The final bit of information in regards to this quest might get announced at the end of the month in this upcoming month's dev comments, maybe alongside some other things that are also planned for version 15.0, because that's all they announced in this particular quest. Funny enough though, they do say planned future updates. Essentially, guild quest rewards are being revamped. In this case, as the result of the positive feedback we received in the current guild quest campaign challenge, we have decided to continue the increased rewards even after the campaign ends on 5/28. So if you aren't aware of what this is actually about, in the Burn the Witch collaboration that was announced at the start of the month, it does mention here it was a month-long event where during this period, more power-up items will be giving out when completing guild quests. Essentially, what they did change is that the powered materials have looked to be doubled. It's hard to tell because I don't have like that many before and after images, but these items were always available. They've just now been doubled. So you're just getting more links or potions, droplets, and super links or potions. I've seen some people complain about not getting orbs or they've lowered the rate for orbs. Still hard to tell because it's RNG. Personally, on my end, I haven't noticed the difference, but I am going to be collecting some data and comparing it to beforehand, so that's going to have to wait a bit. But I must say, it is kind of fun here as they do mention as a result of the positive feedback. I personally haven't seen much positive feedback. I've more so been seeing people complain or more so comment on the fact that it really didn't make a difference. So I'm not sure where they got that from. Maybe it's the Japanese player base. Either way, 15.0 is coming out next month. New content to play. It's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully that's R2. With that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.